buy a lotto ticket, you get a lotto ticket, lucky for life, and a Mega
Powerball, a Mega Millions, and a lucky for life.
Powerball.
But none of the extras. Because they just charge you $1 more for power play for that shit. And you don't need it to win the jackpot.
You get that call from Mega Millions. Alright, this is
They wouldn't call you because they wouldn't know.
Mr. Sayer. What he said his name was. This is an official Mega Millions win.
I'm telling you, they wouldn't call you because they have no idea what your numbers even are.
I know. That's why I told him there's been nothing but a bunch of crap. Don't call me anymore after I buy a lotto ticket. Yeah, take your keys. I might have to go to the restroom. Well, no, go ahead. Leave them here.
And you leave room.
It's cold. 22. Ice.
Surveys find a growing group of shoppers saying they plan to spend more this year than they did last year, hunting for deals and bargains. Aline Seluch, NPR News.
This is NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from Subaru. The Subaru Share the Love event runs through January 2nd. By year's end, Subaru and its retailers will have donated nearly $320 million to charity. Subaru, more than a car company. This is NPR.
This is CPR News and KRCC. I'm Mike Lamb. Despite reports of serious problems with testing and data manipulation at a state lab, the state's chief medical officer says Coloradans can trust that their water is safe. Dr. Dent Kalanch says a chemist with the agency manipulated data, affecting the accuracy of thousands of water tests going back several years.
The chemist wasn't changing the actual lab results, but changing the control measures that are used to calibrate the machine.
The state health department says the problems involve about 3% of drinking water systems, mostly smaller ones, serving about 180,000 people. Colorado Springs has officially redrawn its city council district boundaries. KRCC's Mike Purcell reports the new map is available now.
City Clerk Sarah Johnson released the updated version last week after several months of public meetings and discussions. The city's 6 council districts need to be redrawn every 4 years, according to the city charter. The goal is to divide each district as evenly as possible by population. This year, that means 25 precincts changed to districts in a way that also allows for future growth along the city's northern and eastern areas. The new map is identical to a preliminary one released in October, and it will be used for the upcoming municipal election of city council members in April. I'm Mike Purcell, KRCC News.
You can see those new maps at krcc.org. Canada lynx in the southern Rocky Mountains are the subject of newly proposed habitat protections from U.S. wildlife officials. Climate change and human activities threaten the forest-dwelling wildcats. The Fish and Wildlife Service on Wednesday announced a final recovery plan for the species that's been in the works for years. The new protections in Colorado and northern New Mexico were long sought by wildlife advocates. This is CPR News and KRCC.
Support comes from organizations including Jeffco Prosperity Partners, a nonprofit serving families in Jefferson County because all parents want a better future for their children. Learn more at jeffcoprosperitypartners.org.
From NPR and WBUR, I'm Deepa Fernandez in Alameda, California. It's here and now, and to all of you celebrating, happy Thanksgiving today. Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump's new border czar, Tom Homan, was at the border this week, promising the incoming administration will make good on campaign promises of mass deportations. And it appears that plans are in the works to build and expand immigration detention centers across the country. We know of the plans for these detention centers because the American Civil Liberties Union sued Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, for information about them. In response, the ACLU obtained documents that reveal proposals to build these detention centers in more than 15 states. The nonprofit newsroom New Jersey Monitor found that in just New Jersey, ICE is eyeing at least 3 centers where around 2,500 migrants could be held, even though state law bans detention centers. New Jersey Monitor reporter Sophie Nieto-Muñez joins us. Sophie, welcome.
Hi, Deepa. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's start with the state ban on detention centers. It passed in 2021. I understand it's being litigated right now. Is the ban in effect?
New Jersey does have this state law that bans local, county, state, and private companies from having contracts for immigration detention centers. However, that quickly ended up in court. A judge declared it partially unconstitutional. So they allowed one of the plaintiffs in the case to continue operating in New Jersey, and that's CoreCivic. They're operating Elizabeth Detention Center. Arguments are expected in early 2025, but it is in kind of this limbo where there is still an immigration center operating in New Jersey, but it doesn't appear like a new one can open up right at this moment.
You know, Sophie, I spent many years in New York reporting on immigration, and I reported at the Elizabeth Detention Center there in New Jersey quite a bit. Let's just say that place has a very problematic record. I understand it stands to be part of this expansion. Can you tell us more about the Elizabeth Detention Center and its record on holding immigrants?
Yeah, so the Elizabeth Detention Center, it's a 300-bed facility owned and operated by CoreCivic. This center has made headlines a bunch of times for just how deplorable the treatment is inside. And all that we know about what ICE is planning to do in this facility is create a new outdoor recreation center to make it compliant with ICE rules. It doesn't talk anything about improving the living conditions inside, changing the number of beds, improving really anything. So I think one of the concerns that we've heard from community activists is that the deplorable conditions inside are just going to continue and worsen if more people are allowed in those facilities.
And also, it's not just New Jersey. There are many other states, some 16, I think. And the idea is to build new detention centers within 50 miles of an ICE field office. Is that correct? I'm wondering if ICE has given reasons for where it's choosing to expand or build immigrant jails.
Yeah, so that is one of the reasons, and particularly why they're looking at the New Jersey area is because of Newark Airport. Newark Airport is very close to New York City, Long Island, parts of Pennsylvania. So they're really looking for facilities that are close to their field offices and also are close to major international airports to, quickly get these people deported.
Sophie, you mentioned you've been talking to immigrant advocates there in New Jersey. We understand there are about 500,000 undocumented immigrants in your state. What more are advocates telling you, not just about the detention expansion plans, but how is the community feeling?
There is definitely an aura of fear among the undocumented community in New Jersey. But with New Jersey offering so many protections for undocumented immigrants, social services, they are very much a part of everyone's lives here, And now there is fear that they're going to go back into the shadows. And what kind of impact is that going to have on our workforce, on our economy, our kids going to school, on, families not going out to the doctor's office?
And I think in light of those fears, some Democratic governors nationwide, like here in California, are vowing to fight mass deportations. Where does New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy stand on all of this?
So Governor Murphy hasn't commented directly on these documents released by ACLU, but he has said that New Jersey will protect immigrants, particularly from the incoming Trump administration and their plans on deportations. And again, New Jersey continues to fight for this law that bans contract with immigration detention centers.
And just quickly, has there been any response from ICE?
ICE has not directly responded to us. They have responded to other New Jersey media saying we don't comment on pending litigation. They're not really commenting on what this means. Are these actual plans that are going to be executed? Are these just proposals that they're looking at? When is this going to happen? We don't know any of that from ICE.
Sophie Nieto Munoz covers immigration for the New Jersey Monitor. Sophie, thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much, Deepa. You too.
As hurricane season draws to a close, so many are still recovering from Hurricane Helene and other massive storms. And it's not just blown away houses and overturned cars. We know extreme weather can have extreme consequences for patients with health conditions. Now, a new analysis raises particular concern for people with HIV. Half of people with HIV in the United States live in areas vulnerable to extreme weather and climate disaster. This is according to a new study from the Center for American Progress. And as we mark World AIDS Day this weekend, let's bring in Jessica Coots. She's been covering this. She's gender, climate, and
Happy Thanksgiving.
sustainability reporter with our